So boys, LudiDeo here with Unholy DK PvP guide. 0 to Elite Challenge 9 completed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm doing every single DPS, or I'm trying to Elite. But this one is a 9th. This one was tough actually, because DK usually, I mean always, is personally my worst melee. I don't perform the best with DK for some reason, I don't know. But you know, I was expecting it to be a little bit easier. It wasn't too hard, but you know, everyone's saying, "Oh, Unholy DK brain that," stuff like that. So I don't see it actually. I can see it to like 2.1 maybe, you know, 2k, but above that, I wouldn't say it's the case. It seems like a bit harder version of Red Paladin to me. In like a kit, you know, you have to take care of actually a lot of things. So more than that, let's get going with the guide. And that's okay. Race. Which race should you play? First, decide your faction. You want to play Horde or Alliance? If you want to play Horde, Orc is probably gonna be the best. You get minor buff to pet damage, right? Which is good for Unholy DK, obviously. Blood Fury is pretty decent on your burst. Other than that, stun duration 10% of stuns. Honestly, very minor, not big, especially since you have Iceman Fortitude, so that's kind of useless on Unholy DK. Would be my first choice. My second choice would probably be High Mountain Tarren. You get some versatility bonus. You know, the charge is pretty decent to close and distance if you're out of your pools. Pretty good, High Mountain Tarren. The third option would probably be Makar Orc, some mastery bonus. You get some pet health, not much, not great, but that would be probably my third option as a Horde. Now, if you're playing Alliance, it's either going to be Human or Night Elf. Human, you get extra secondary stats, pretty decent. Another stun removal, pretty decent. Night Elf is just great. If you know how to use Shadow Melt well, it's great, right? Now, is it game changing? No. If you wanna min-max, be a Sweat Lord, you're gonna probably go with an Orc, right? But it's not gonna change anything for you guys. It's not that big of a deal on DK, in my opinion. I'm playing Orc because I play Orc on every Horde character, that's it. So now let's go to something more important, and that is gear and stats. What gear are we gonna run? First, as you can see, we're running 4 set, 100%. You can see which, so only head is not tier set. We have everything else in tier set, okay? Other than that, I am running full versatility until cap, full mastery almost until cap. I'm missing 400 points, very close, and everything else in haste. This is what I liked. I experimented with many different. I went more haste, I went more mastery, I went more versatility. I just changed it around, and this is what I found to my liking pretty much. I think I have a little bit extra versatility. Like I had this perfect, but I was changing some gems around because I'm playing Frost DK now, so this a little bit changed. But if you are doing it from the fresh character, try to hit versatility to cap. This is a add-on called True Stat values. Then you can see these caps. So versatility to cap, mastery to cap, and everything else in haste. That's what worked for me. I've seen good DKs run either full mastery or full haste. Works for them, but this one works for me. Now, I'll go slowly through my gear if you want to copy paste something. This has rune of Resurrise, but this is wrong because I'm playing Frost DK. You're gonna run the rune of Unholy, of Fallen Crusader. Right? You're gonna run this rune. Now let's continue with this. If you don't like something here, what you could change is you could change cloak and wrist enchant for speed. I didn't need any speed, so I just went for leech. Very minor, right? Other than that, I have curse mastery here. You could just go normal mastery if you want to lose some crit. Not a big deal. You can run versatility haste. Just try to get your stats right. That's the most important thing, right? Now, let's go to the talents, guys. Oh, guys, let's start with hero talent tree discussion. Which one should you pick? This one is obvious. You're picking a Rider of Apocalypse 100% of the time. I have never, ever seen anyone pick this, ever. I didn't even try it. I usually, 99% of the time, I go through both of these, but this time I think it's really pointless. Everyone is playing this, and everyone will be playing this until the end of expansion. Maybe there's some one trick who is experimenting with this, but honestly, there's no point. Just go with this. It's, you know, you don't even have to think about it. It's very simple, okay? So, now, this is my general tree. I almost change nothing, but I will go in depth things that I do change a little bit around, okay? So, let's get going with that. Okay, here we don't change anything. First two rows, nothing, great. All of these set in stone, everything here, okay? So, here, this is a viable option. It's not great, but it's viable, okay? What else do we have here? This is bad. Now, this is a choice, okay? You can pick between these two. If you're not playing against a caster, easy pick. If you're playing against caster, you might as well go with this, right? This is a must. This is optional. If you don't play against caster, I mean, you don't need to run this, obviously, right? If you play against caster, everyone takes this, but I took this like for 100 games, and I was like, you know, it's not that great. It's just magic damage, right? And you have to sit in the zone. I just don't like this spell. I don't know. I don't use it. I reached elite without it. So, you know, it is what it is. So this is optional, but I don't take it. Now, this one is optional too. So I took this instead of this, okay? Gloom Ward, pretty solid. This is a must. Wraith Walk is optional. It's pretty decent ability, and I like it. Usually, you'd pick between these two, Grip of Dead or Wraith Walk. Do you want a slow on Death and Decay, or would you, you know, like 1 minute cooldown, like fear, like a root removal and movement speed? Honestly, I like this more. I didn't feel like I was clicking this ability at all, so I was like, I'm not even going to use it, right? So this is option, right? And between these two, option as well, and between these two, option as well. So these are 3 optionals we have right now. What else do we have here? This is optional too. Very optional. I took this instead, like you could put it in one of these two. Now everything else, honestly, is kind of a must. All of these other ones are very good. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove all the optional ones now, and then I'll go one more time. So you need to pick one of these two. You need to pick one of these two, okay? Honestly, Soul Reaper is kind of awkward to press, so this is viable, but I hate it, so I'm not gonna press it ever. Forget about it. It's annoying. I don't know. I don't like it. So one of these two. And then we have 2 optionals. You can put it here, you can put it here, you can put it here, you can put it here. Those 4 options, okay? This is kind of ass. I was thinking, oh, maybe this is good, but it's not. So 4 points, here, pick whatever you want. If you want, like these are two passives and these are two extra buttons, so you know, might as well go with the passives. Now the middle tree, the only optional here is this. Okay. Obviously this one does increase damage, and obviously this one is more DPS. So this one will be more consistent damage, and this one will be more bursty. Okay? It's like 50-50. 50 people go this, 50 people go that. I think I play this 70% of my games, and I play this for the last 30% of my games. You know, it is what it is. I don't know which one is better. I don't think it matters. I play this, I like this more, because I think DK is more consistent damage than bursty, so that's why I go with this. Now, here we have a little bit of options as well, and this would be these two, okay? So these two were optional. Now, we have 2 points. Everything else here is set in stone, okay? So we have only 2 points. And those 2 points you can put here, 2 points. You can put 1 point here. You can put 1 point here. You can put like this. You can put like this. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4 optionals. Put them as you like. I am doing this. Okay? This is a minion build, let's say. If you know, this would be more of a disease, because this is boosting your strength overall, not your minions. So this will be doing more on disease build, let's say. And that's it, guys. And this is very passive, you know, because of festering mode, which is great. So either go like this, or go like this, or go like this. I'm currently playing like this. That's pretty much it. Now, did I feel any difference? No. So it's very minor, I think. Let's go into PvP talents, which is very important, right? So first things first, you always want to play necrotic wounds. This is a must. This is so good, right? You need to play this. Strangulate. I love this, and I don't want to play without it ever. Why? Because Asphyxiate is on global cooldown. Strangulate is off global cooldown, which means that you can press you know, any ability and this ability at the same time. So like abilities of global cooldown to me are super important, okay? So I can't play without this ability. It's very important to me. So these two are very set in stone, in my opinion. Some people will play without Strangulate, but I will never, ever, no matter what. So now, this one is optional. Then we have pretty much 3 choices here. Spell Warden, very, very good. This is, but you need to use it, and this is especially if you're not the target, because you want to be using this on your allies. Okay, on your allies. You're playing with the Dasher Lock, you're putting Spell Shield on him, Anti-Magic Shell on him. This is why you're taking this. Yeah, 10% cooldown reduction as well. Not 10%, 10 seconds. But you can put it on your Warlock, save his life, and or he can free cast Chaos Bolts, you know, because you have Shell on him, and I don't know, enemy mage can't counterspell him, right? Stuff like that. Other than that, we have Blood Force Armor. This is what you pick if you're the kill target, you're playing against a warrior. This is a must, because warriors hurt. They hurt bad. DKs, okay? And this will reduce their damage a lot. 25% damage taken is a lot. This is like a perma wall. Very nice. Now, this I used this at the start when I was beginning with Unholy DK. I saw this on some other guide. I I just don't see it, honestly. I think this is bad. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see this. I was using it for like 100 games, I mean rounds, and I didn't like it. So I'm not playing this. Only these two. But this is optional. I'm not a rank 1 DK, I repeat. I got to 188 rank in 3 days, so, you know, on my own style. This is how I played. So if I made it as a new DK player, like DK is my worst melee by far. So if I made it, you guys can too, especially if you play DK more than I do. So I believe this is the way, or it was for me at least. Okay guys, since talents are done, let's move to the most important part, and that is damage rotation. Okay, let's go. Okay guys, let's start with the opener. Now the thing is, you don't have to have a perfect opener as an Unholy DK, because you're a consistent damage class, like a BM hunter, right? You don't need a perfect opener. You can open in many different ways. You can open with Chain of Ice, you can open with Death and Decay, just, you know, if nothing is going on there. You can open by applying Outbreak, so they are all disease. And after that, you know, you can do, like, if they're split, you can put diseases on these guys, then you can disease this guy. Slow opener, no rush. Then you can start with your, let's call it burst. You summon Abomination, you Unholy Assault, and then you Apocalypse. And then you start spending your Clawing Shadows. And if you get a sudden doom, you proc it, right? Now, you don't want to overcap on your runic power, but you don't want to overcap on your festering wounds either. So you'll have to switch it around, right? Boom. We spend some, then we spend some wounds. Now, let's go into that. Our damage prioritization. Okay guys, first I'm gonna demonstrate, and then I'll talk about it. So, let's go. Very simple, right? $7 million DPS, very consistent. It's gonna stay like this forever. Right? So, what we are doing here is... actually, it's pretty simple, guys. So, first, obviously, you wanna apply diseases. You do that through Outbreak, or Abomination does that for you. Second, you're gonna Unholy Assault into Apocalypse. But if you're talking about out of burst window, second, you need to apply wounds. If he doesn't have any wounds, then we need to apply them with Festering Strike. So, if you have this talent, your ghoul can do it too for you. But I'm not running it, so I need to Festering Strike. So that's second, right? Third, if we get a Sudden Doom proc, we're gonna spend that. Okay, there we go, Sudden Doom, boom. Now, we have our last two abilities, which are Death Coil and Clawing Shadows. When do we use which one? So, if you're nearing 100 runic power, you're gonna Death Coil. If you're not nearing 100 runic power, then you're gonna Clawing Shadows always, because it does more damage. But at the same time, you do not want to overcap with Death Coil. Okay? Now, if it's every situation, you obviously want to prioritize Death and Decay above all of these, except diseases. Okay? Now, I'm going to talk about buffs you need to take track of, let's say. So first, you want to track diseases. Second, you want to track this buff called Plague Bringer. Okay? These are two most important things. And now the third, which is a little bit less important thing, but if you want to min-max, you want to track debuff Death Rot, which increases shadow damage taken by you but it's only on one enemy, right? It's only on one enemy, on your target. This is on your kill target. So this is the last buff you want to track pretty much. And if you don't, like, I'm trying not to let it drop, but this is the least important one. The most important one is Plaguebringer and Diseases. But if you can keep 10 stacks of this, this is going to be a big damage boost. Okay? Okay. CC utility defensives. So let's start with defensives, guys. The best defensive against casters, anti-magic shell. It is insane. You destroy every caster with this. You're the biggest enemy. They hate you. Okay? So, what is it? 12.7 million shield on 30 seconds. Man, this is insanity. It's so strong. It's so good. It's so good. So, the point is, your utility comes from this because you want to be using this on your teammates. A lot. Okay? Very important. Other than that, Asban Fortitude. Good against physical damage, especially against rogues, right? If you get like 5-6 second kidney in a smoke bomb, you want to be pressing this, of course. Against casters, it's not that great. I save it only when I don't have anti-magic shell against casters. Lichborn. Honestly, I find I Lichborn offensively always, pretty much. Very, like 1 in 20 games, maybe I'll use this as a defensive. I usually use this as offensive, okay? Now, that's pretty much it for our main ones. Now, we have Bloodforged Armor. A must against warriors, marksmen, stuff like that. This is super good, and you should track this. Because this is a big perma wall, pretty much, right? Now, these, we have two optionals, Death Pact and Anti-Magic Zone. Honestly, I don't like them, so I don't use them. One extra button, who cares? They're not that great. But if you want to use them, they're okay. Now, this one has use for your teammates as well, which this one is just for yourself. So this one is usually better. Again, against casters. Now, CC. What you want to be doing is pulling someone, like you're at your kill target, right? And then you want to pull the healer, or if the healer is here as well, then you can pull the third target. So, but usually you want to CC the healer always, right? So you're going to pull the healer, is here for example, then you pull him here, here's your kill target, then you blind them, both of them, right? Blinding slit, both of them. After his 4 seconds of disorient are gone, you're gonna silence him. Okay? So that's 8 seconds of CC. And that's pretty much it. You're not Frost DK, you don't have that much CC. Other than that, you obviously want to keep Chains of Ice on your kill target if he is ranged, so he doesn't escape you. If you get rooted, you're gonna death charge, obviously. Frost Mage, whatever, Shaman, right? You're breaking roots with this pretty strong. Very strong, actually. And other than that, guys, we don't have anything except Wraith Walk. And this is like it's like literally a third charge of death charge. Just you can't attack in it, right? So, now let's talk about other brackets. Shuffle, you're very strong. Same goes for 3v3. Okay, same goes for 3v3. Unholy DK is pretty damn strong in 3v3. Now, the question is, who do you want to play with? You're mostly going to play in melee cleaves, which means like Demon Hunter, Windwalker, Warrior. Like, these are going to be your best comps. Other than that, Hunter can work, like Beastmaster, Unholy DK, huge pressure. No, not much kill potential, but big pressure, right? I think Hunter in general is strong with DK. You can play with casters too, but I think melees are a better option. but casters work too, because casters currently are very strong. Now for healers, Preservation Walker is good, Shaman is good. Honestly, all the healers are, Holy Priest is, like, all the healers are good, except Mistweaver, which kinda sucks, right? So, same goes for twos. I mean, you're gonna want to play probably with Press Evoker or Priest or Rest Druid. Paladin is okay, not my favorite, but Mistweaver is the worst. Now, Blitz. Very strong in Blitz. You're not gonna be solo defending, you're bad in that, right? You're not that strong 1v1, you're gonna lose most of them. But team fights, insane damage, insane teamfight damage. This is where you shine, you're the strongest melee in teamfights, and you can carry a teamfight. Now, let's talk about macros and add-ons. Okay, macros, let's go. This one is useless, so you need macro for your anti-magic shell on your healer and your DPS, okay? Then we have a cursor macro for AMZ zone, right? And Death and Decay. As you can see, I put an interchangeable macro for that pact and anti-magic zone if I use them. I'm probably just gonna use one of them if I use any of them. These are useless, these are just, you know, pet assist macros, in case my pet goes passive, so I drop the combat right. This is nothing. Then we have a grip 1, 2, 3. We have strangulate 1, 2, 3. We have kick 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have Unholy Assault with my Blood Fury Orc passive. I have Root on Mouse Over. I have Outbreak on Mouse Over. I have nothing. I have Self Coil, so you can Lichborn and Self Heal. Almost, I don't know if I use this even, but you know, good to have, just in case. Who knows? Now, actually, I could put like a Hellstone here as well, since I have it on my Icebound Fortitude. Okay. Now, the most important thing, I don't know why it's question mark here, but this will, I don't know how many times I use it, maybe 10 times, because I was not used to it yet, but maybe I use it 10 times overall. But if you want to be, like, you don't need this below elite, forget about it, don't even think about it. But if you want to be, you know, getting to close to rank 1 range, you need to learn these. And that's pet kick 1, 2, 3, and that's pet stun 1, 2, 3. Okay, so gnaw 1, 2, 3, and leap 1, 2, 3. Very important for rank 1s. Okay, I didn't use it, so you don't need to use that to reach elite. Okay, you don't need to use it. Now, add-ons. What do we have that's important too for you guys? We have Battleground enemies for Blitz. We have, I mean, you can see all of them. I'm just saying which are super important in my opinion. Gladiator Losa is very important if you're a beginner. I even use it. It's super good. Omni Auras or Big debuffs, very important. Omni CD for your teammates. Omni Bar I rarely look at, but it's good to have, you know, to see if Priest void swapped, bubbled, something like that, right? S Arena you need, or Gladius, one of these two, it's obviously important. True stat values, I mentioned it earlier for the stats. And that's it. Vicoras, of course, but that is very, very in-depth, right? Complex to talk about. Now let's get into strength and difficulty. So since I messed up, you can see, I'll go quickly through these, since I noticed I messed up, but you can't see my macros, that's what I mean. It is what it is. There we go, let's move on now. Okay guys, like usual, after reaching elite, I rate their strength and difficulty. So I think Unholy DK strength is probably 8, pretty damn strong. The damage is insane, but some matchups are hard, like warrior matchups. And if there were no warriors or marksman hunters, it would be even stronger. Now, difficulty, I think it's 5, maybe 5.5, you know, something like that. Nothing crazy. But to get elite, it could be like 5.5, let's say, maybe 6. Now, I will say 6. Maybe this is a bit biased because for me it was harder than the other ones, but this is because I main the other melees. This is the least played melee, so. But I don't think it was easy, so it was decently difficult. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something, hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop the like, drop the sub, and we are moving on to Frost Decay. I will be doing some gameplay for Unholy, and I think I will combine both Frost Decay and Unholy into one video. And I don't know, I'll probably do like few lobbies of Unholy and few lobbies of Frost. If I make it to Elite with Frost, since Frost is currently one of the worst specs in the game. So only one tricks are pretty much Elite as Frosts right now. So I'll try. I'll give it a few days, maybe 3-4 days, see how it goes. And if I don't make it, I'll come back to it later. And I'll just move on to something else now, because I'm very short with the time. Season is ending way earlier than I thought. So that kind of sucks. So I need to be fast, quick, right? So thank you once again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.